so today's debate is between Hawthorne class and Rowan class, and they are year 5 children. We have just had our year 4 debate. It was very, very hot. We presented good arguments, so we're looking forward to the same for you year 5. We'll just introduce the team members from Hawthorne. First speaker, just say your name. Second speaker. Third speaker. First speaker. Second speaker. And third speaker. Alright, so welcome, and we have our judges. So judges for today, we have Mrs. McMasters, and she's the assistant principal at Sally Studio College. Next to her we have Mrs. Thomas, and she is the lead safeguarding officer. And beside Ms. Thomas we have Mrs. Jones, and she's the head teacher at Brookside Primary School. And we know that Brookside is a part of the trust and also the Sally. Yeah? The Rosedale Ewens Academy Trust. So, how it will work is we have the argument for, so Hawthorne, you're presenting arguments for the moot, and Rowan, you're presenting arguments against the moot. So thank you very much, and all the best. Let's give them a round of applause. So, can we have some?
I believe technology plays a very important role in every field of the world. The new technological devices are invented in every field for helping people and making their work easier for them. Technology plays a very important role in the medical field and healthcare. There are a lot of technological devices and equipment invented for the healthcare of people. Some of the medical devices include the insulin pump, digital thermometer, blood glucose meter, pulse oximeters, wireless brain sensors, smart inhaler. These devices are made for improving the healthcare of patients. Medical technology includes all the technological devices or equipment that are used to save human lives. In the medical industry, there are more than 500,000 technological devices and equipment available for use in hospitals and other healthcare departments. Before the invention of medical technology, doctors could only predict the disease or problem that the patients were suffering from. It was very difficult for doctors to find out the exact problem or diseases that people were suffering from. After the development and invention of these medical technologies, it became easier for doctors to find out the problem or diseases and give proper treatment to the patients for these diseases. So technology plays a very important role in the field of medicine or healthcare. Technology has a lot of benefits in the medical industry. Thank you for listening.
Good morning, everyone. Our news says that technology is and will play a prime role in medical science, but my team and I are here to oppose this statement because technology cannot play a prime role in medical science. Firstly, I believe that modern technology has a bad effect in our lives. The new technological devices do not make work easier for medical staff. In fact, they provide additional responsibilities of doing administrative duties which would have otherwise been done by office staff. There are many problems of technology in medical science. Some of these include malfunctioning equipment, power outages, lack of attention to detail, and security breaches and privacy. One of the main shortcomings to computer-based medical records is privacy concerns. You can be hacked, illegally downloaded, corrupted, among many other concerns. In my opinion, the providers of online records do not do enough to make sure that there is security and confidentiality. Although safety and privacy are some of the laws of hospitals to protect patients' privacy, with technology this law can be broken. The information of patients which are stored in the computer database of hospitals can be leaked. The computer systems can be hacked, and the secret information about the patient's treatment can be stolen and also can be changed. Also, if someone changes the complete history of the patient's treatment, it can be in danger for the patient's upcoming treatments. Before the invention of medical technology, doctors were able to predict the disease or problem that patients were suffering from. In addition to that, before all of this technology, the lifespan of human beings was much longer. In support of this, both the Quran and the Bible clearly state that in olden days, Noah lived for 950 years. To use only one example, as there are many others such as Abraham, Moses, and Jacob who lived for hundreds of years. My worthy opponents and judges, please take this into consideration.
Technology plays a prime role in medical science. The advantages are numerous, and I would like to explain them one by one. 1. Communication systems in healthcare hospitals. There are a lot of devices made for patients contacting the doctors or nurse. These kinds of digital devices are made for patients or placed in patients' rooms or wards of hospitals. In case of an emergency, the patients can click the button of these devices. They inform the doctors or nurses on time to come for the patient. This is one of the main advantages of technology for patients and doctors. With this kind of device, without wasting time, the doctor can reach the patients and save their lives. 2. Technology improving healthcare and in hospitals. There is a lot of technological devices and equipment which improve healthcare or treatment. Multiple delivery data, drug management, technology, thermal system, electronic IV monitors are the new technological devices that improve healthcare and treatment. 3. Electronic health records for patients and hospitals. Patients' health records are now stored in computers, especially in hospitals or also with the specialists. Complete health records of patients are stored on computers. The patient's health records are stored in the database or on cloud servers. Keeping records in the computerized system is faster than paperwork. It takes less time instead of paper records.
My worthy opponent, technology does not and will not play a prime role in medical science. The disadvantages are enormous, and I will now explain them to you. Firstly, the increased cost of treatment is one of the disadvantages of medical technology. Mostly, all of the treatments and surgeries through technology are very costly. Research has shown that robotic surgery and other kinds of technological surgeries are very, very costly. Furthermore, some patients are quite poor. Sadly for these poor patients, it is totally and completely outside their budget. So the technology has increased the cost of healthcare, which is impossible for the patient to pay. Another big disadvantage of medical technology is that the machinery or technological devices can show the wrong results. In other words, it does not show an accurate picture of the patient's condition to the doctor. Simply put, if the result is wrong and the doctor gives the wrong diagnosis to the patient, then it puts the patient's life in danger. This is one of the most dangerous problems of medical technology for patients. The technological machines and gadgets which are used in the hospital for treatments and checkups of the patients are made by engineers and programmers. If there is some kind of fault or error, workers in the hospital might not be able to fix it because they don't have the knowledge of recovering and fixing their machine. It will require a specific person who has knowledge, such as the engineers who made them. For these reasons, this is time-consuming, as it will require a lot of time to fix and recover the machines. Nowadays, laser surgeries are famous, but I am 100% certain that this has a lot of bad effects on the human body. The lasers can damage the part of the body. They can also damage the other internal organs of the body, which is very harmful. There is a kind of machine which is fixing the patient's bodies. It analyzes the patient's body and inserts the medicines according to the patient's body condition. These machines are made by special programs. If there are some errors and bugs in their programming, then it will be harmful to the patient because the machine can insert the wrong diagnosis in the patient's body. This, my worthy opponents, drug list causes a critical condition, leading to death in the patient. I thank you.
The opposing team has listed what they consider as disadvantages of medical technology. However, I'm proposing that most of the medical treatments and surgeries of almost every country in the world are very subsidized by the government. Hence, the patients do not have to bear the full cost of their healthcare. One of the pros of medical technology is that 99% of the time, the machinery or technological devices show accurate results. The technological machines can provide exceptional engineers and programmers who have enormous expertise into the amount of time they spend researching and reading. The information of the patients which are stored in the computer database of the hospitals is a distinct advantage because of allows for easy access to patients' information. For example, if a person has to relocate, they do not have to worry about transferring their medical records, as everything is already in the system and available for them themselves. Laser treatment is really useful. There are many different types of lasers, meaning that there are many different conditions that lasers can treat. Not only is laser treatment very useful, but can be combined with other treatments and can be used for all skin types. The technological machines and gadgets which are used in the hospital for treatment and checkups of the patients are made by ingenious engineers and programmers who have spent many years studying the technology and are very capable of fixing machines quickly and efficiently. Luckily, patients are now treatment through technology has been discovered. In the light of the current pandemic, doctors do not do online treatments. Many patients will not have access to their GPS due to COVID-19. Thankfully, we will not have to worry about gaining access to our GPS during the COVID-19 or any future pandemics to come. The automatic machine treatment along with many technological inventions have made hospitals safer for the patients as they significantly reduce the risk of person-to-person contact and transmission of contagious diseases.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I stand here today to tell you that technology should not and will not play a prime role in medical science. In the United Kingdom alone, there are thousands of elderly people, some of whom live on their own without younger people. Statistically, in the UK, most of the elderly do not live in extended families. As they were not born in the technological age, no doubt, they'll find it difficult to go online for a medical prescription they may not have learnt during their time at school or even at work. It would be far more beneficial then they could access the chemist directly face to face, as they may not have access to the internet, moreover the knowledge of using it. In this case, technology will not be very useful. Nowadays, doctors do online treatments. The patients contact them online and they suggest a diagnosis. The patients do not have to go to the clinic or the surgeries of doctors. They can easily get the treatment at home. But without any checkup and analysis of the patients, it is possible for the doctor to give them the incorrect diagnosis. This can be very dangerous for the patient's health. Did you ever think robots could replace today's doctors? Yes? Well, I think they cannot. Robots as nurses and doctors would not be good. All of that technology and in fact electricity would be wasted. Also, think of all the jobs that doctors and nurses would lose. Think about it, the electricity could be used to power other things. Think about the pollution that burning fuels and generators, all of that electricity would cause. Not only that, but patients could possibly be exposed to radiation. Radiation is the release of energy as electromagnetic waves. Now, I don't know about you, but I do not want that kind of radiation near my body. Radiation can cause hair loss. It also causes skin irritation, dry mouth, sore throat, difficulty swallowing, nausea, bladder infection, and diarrhea, among many other illnesses. And what if something went wrong with the robot's programming? Sometimes they are affected by errors and bugs, then in that case they will not work properly. Who knows what they will do to the patients? Anyone can make mistakes, even technical geniuses. The technological machines are made by engineers and programmers and are very much subject to errors. So, there is something in this debate that everyone has overlooked, the human touch of empathy. This cannot be provided by any robot. Thank you.
Many times now, my opponents have mentioned that there are many kinds of digital devices made for patients to contact with doctors or nurses in hospitals, which is true. This is not an advantage in all cases, because if the patient is disabled,
or has a real emergency. Even with this kind of device, he or she might not be able to use it at all. On the other hand, if a nurse or nursing assistant was assigned to the patient, then of course someone would have to be able to alert the doctor of any emergency. You have said all of these machines were at 99%, but what about the other 1%? My opinion have also said that there are lots of technological devices and equipment which improve the healthcare or treatment of the patient. Studies have shown that some of these devices are highly radioactive, and too much exposure can increase the risk of cancer, which is a life-threatening illness. You wouldn't want any of your family having cancer, would you? Simply put, a person can die from too much exposure. Not only that, but they are not 100% effective and will not necessarily work very well. Take the elderly people in Britain, for example. The patient's health records are now stored in computers, mostly in the hospitals, but also with specialists. The complete health records of patients are stored in a computer. But what about the data protection? Every possible evolving technology, there have been so many features in data protection laws, including exposure, personal information, and even identity theft. A lot of people have been doing scams lately, and it's probably because of COVID. I believe technology does more harm than good, and I therefore oppose the statement that technology will not play a prime role in medical science. As Mr. said, instead of a machine malfunction, there will be a nurse or a doctor in the room. And in the medical industry, we've been all, as I've said, needing over 500,000 technological devices, and it's been helping us a lot. If we stop using it now, it will just take us a step backwards. And when we didn't use technology, doctors could only predict what illness that the patient has. But now that we have technology, doctors don't have to struggle anymore and they can give the treatment. Medical technology has all the equipment and tools they need to save human lives. If people have cancer, they could lose their lives without technology. They need radiotherapy machines to save their lives. Another very key point is how important it is that accurate patient records. An example, a patient with dementia may not accurately remember their medical history, which could be detrimental. That's why we need computers to check their health because they have dementia. And machines are more reliable and accurate, and they're more efficient. If an average child in 2021 can't remember their parents' phone number in an emergency, how do you expect a doctor to remember 7 years of medical school? And not only will robots they won't replace doctors, they will only assist them and help them. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, judges. Good afternoon, children. I must say how impressed we are with your arguments for and against the move. Technology is and will play a prime role in medical science. You have all done exceptionally well. Both sides presented arguments that as judges we all could agree with, but unfortunately we have to determine some winners. Alright? For Hawthorne class, who went for the move, we believe that the best speaker for the team is Saha? Saha. So well done, my dear. And for Ron's class, we felt as though the best speaker for the class was Sumajit. So well done. Overall, both teams did exceptionally well. I mean, it was so tight. We were there debating ourselves as to, based on points. The overall winner for this debate goes to Ron's class. Yeah.